Hey VC, this is Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. Today's video is a contest entry for Steve Carlson's 1,000 subs. I'm sure most of you know Steve, have seen his channel. He's exceptionally personable. He's got a fantastic collection and he's reached 1,000 subscribers. So fantastic, congratulations on that. Thank you for having contest/drawing. So Steve has basically asked us to do the following. It says, give me your 5 go-tos and a few more, which is what I did, Steve. I went a little over, but I don't think you mind because you said at least 5. So without further ado, and in no particular order, here are my go-tos. I'm going to start with Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. If you're my age or around my age, in your 50s, and you like rock and roll, this is probably going to be on just about everybody's list. It's just one of those albums that I think Tim from DJ High Noon summed it up best. It's got a little bit of everything from jazz to rock to blues notes. And it was, and it was really, for 73 when it came out, it was just really something new and just a great piece of music. And, it's been selling and still sells today. So it's one of my go-tos. Along with the other Pink Floyd album I'm about to show. I had a hard time trying to figure out whether I was going to show one album or 2, and then I was like, you know what? They're both my go-tos. Pink Floyd's The Wall. Again, just a great cover, great album. Everything about it is fantastic. It's just one of my go-tos. And it's just, you don't have to be in a particular mood to listen to Dark Side or The Wall. You just put them on and they're there, and you're fine. There's some days you have to be in the mood for rock or for jazz or things like that. These go-to albums that I'm showing, I don't have to be in the mood for them. They're just there. I put them on, and whatever mood I happen to be in, I just enjoy listening to them. Moving on. News of the World from Queen. Just a great album that I can listen to time and time again. I just don't get tired of it. Spread Your Wings is one of my favorites of this particular album. Long before We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions became sports anthems, they were just songs when they first came out. And they were just, they were really good rock, straight ahead, well-written rock songs when they first came out. And they still are to this day. So, again, doesn't matter what mood I'm in, I put on News of the World, I'm in. Same with jazz. Another of my standard go-tos. It's almost always going to be in my permanent play rotation. All of these are almost always in my permanent play rotation. I keep them in the den here. I don't put them in my record closet because everything here is in, I consider everything in the room, my listening room, to be in my permanent play rotation. Moving on, an artist that I would say 95% of you don't know is an Italian artist. He singer-songwriter, just a really great composer, great lyricist, fantastic musician. For those of you who don't know, his name is Lucio Dalla, or Dalla. If you get a chance to YouTube some of his stuff, just type it in and just listen to him. Even if you don't understand the words, I think you'll find his melody, his harmony, and his composition style to be really, really worthy of listening to. Moving on, Meatloaf, Bad Outta Hell. again, this is I highlighted this. I highlighted I think almost all of these in my when I did my top 100 albums. But this one, again, I consider it to be damn near perfect. There isn't a bad track on the album. It's from one of those albums they just put on and just play straight through. You listen through the whole thing. There's no weak spots in it. I just enjoy listening to it. I think Steinman did an amazing job writing it. I think Meatloaf did an equally good job singing it, and the cover art, the whole package for me on this particular album, more so the whole packaging for this one makes it one of my always go-tos, because I will literally sit and listen to it while looking at this cover going, what an amazing cover. I've been looking at this thing since I was 16 years old, and to this day I don't get tired of it. So I think it qualifies as a go-to album. I mean, if you can look at something that long and not get tired of it and still pick up little odds and ends and new stuff that you maybe missed before, it qualifies. Next up, similar setup, Boston's debut album. Again, I mean, what can you say? It's to me, it's a perfect record, and I never get tired of listening to this album. I just, I've been listening to it since it came out, because I am that old, and it hasn't gotten played out since. I mean, honestly, this thing has been in my... Let's see, I started collecting records in the late 70s, and this came out. This was one of my early purchases, so I've been listening to this album since 1979, maybe 1980, if you want to say when, but I think it was 79 when I bought this album. This is just everything about this record is fantastic. The cover, the artwork, the songs, the music, just a perfect album, or close to a perfect album, let's put it that way. And definitely has been one of my go-tos. This last one has also, like the Boston album and like the Meatloaf album before it, has been my go-to since it came out, and since I bought it. So again, London Calling, this is my remastered 180 gram. But, great record. It's just, even though it's a punk album and it's hard-edged, this particular album and the only album from The Clash that has this for me is I can put it on, and no matter what mood I'm in, I can listen to it. I mean, I have to be in the mood to listen to their debut stuff or their debut album or any of their other stuff from Give 'Em Enough Rope, so forth and so on. But London Calling, no. London Calling had such a profound effect on me when I bought it as a teen. I was going to say as a child, but yeah, I would be offending teens everywhere if that were the case. But I bought it when I was a teenager, originally, and it just spoke to me in a way no other record has since. So yeah, I mean, I've been listening to this since it came out, and since I bought it. Again, it was 79, 80, whenever it was, because I think this thing was released in 77. I don't recall exactly when it was released. You'd think I would know this. It's your favorite album of all time, but this one is... I don't recall whether it was. I think it was 79. It may have been 70. It may have been something else, but I think it was 79. Just great album. Also, again, just a great cover. The Elvis Presley mimicking of the cover is great, but just a great album from a great band. From the only group that matters. As a matter of fact, I had Sandinista on shortly when I was starting to do this. It's side one just kind of played itself through a second ago. But Steve, I hope this fulfills the contest requirements. I know you said you wanted some background as to why, so hopefully, I usually do not shy away from giving reasons as to why I like an album, much to the chagrin of many a YouTube viewer. But no, these are my go-tos. Honorable mention has to go to My Aim Is True from Elvis Costello. It is and it isn't a go-to. It's just below that level of go-to albums. You know, it's one of those albums that I will pull it out, but if I'm just really, then I'll put it away. That doesn't happen with these. These albums, no matter what, any of these records, no matter what time of day, no matter what time of year or what mood I'm in, any one of these go on the turntable, and I'm blissfully pleased. So, congratulations once again on your 1,000 subs. Hopefully this entertained a little bit. And if you're a new collector who is familiar with but not completely familiar with any of the records or the bands I showed, although I can't imagine that to be the case, but if there is that one person out there, any one of these albums is worthy of putting on your want list and searching and buying. So, again, Steve, congrats on the 1,000 subs. Have a super day. Have a great week all. I'll speak with you soon. Cheers.